Enjoy 1% merchant commission when you accept Lanka Pay cards. Contact these banks today.
The Sri Lankan government completely banned chemical fertilizers when it unveiled a new agricultural policy in 2021 April. Thereafter, to address the fertilizer crisis, the then Sri Lankan government decided to import organic fertilizer produced using seaweed from China's Qingdao seaweed biotech group. However, tests by the National Plant Quarantine Service revealed that the fertilizer was contaminated with a plant pathogenic bacterium. Sri Lankan authorities disregarded these test results and decided to call for a new test and decided to open the necessary letters of credit or LCs to import fertilizer from China's Qingdao seaweed biotech group. The fertilizer shipment aboard the Hippo Spirit set sail from China on the 23rd of September 2021, immediately after the LCs were opened, and the government of Sri Lanka announced that it suspended the order while the vessel was en route to the country. However, the Chinese company demanded compensation from Sri Lanka for losses and damages to its reputation, as LCs were already opened for the shipment. In the end, Sri Lanka was forced to pay $6.9 million to China's Qingdao seaweed biotech group to settle the dispute.
We are facing a situation where we have no money and no fertilizer. We cannot solve this since there is a legal matter pending as well. I held talks with the Sri Lankan Standards Institute on the payment because I wanted to recover the money. It proved to be futile. I must admit that Sri Lanka suffered a loss. We have no money and no fertilizer. The then cabinet of ministers decided to pay the $6.9 million. It is not for compensation but for delivery. We are working on that.
What happened to the bond worth $5 million deposited by the company in Sri Lanka?
The Chinese ship had filed an ex parte case in the Chinese court, and as per the court ruling, they have taken the money back. We could have used it to cover the losses, but we lost it due to a court order.
On the 8th of August 2022, Qingdao Seaweed Biotech Group sent a letter to Sri Lanka's Ministry of Agriculture expecting a reply within 5 days, stating that the latter has not made it clear if the project will be continued or discontinued, and thus the project had resulted in losses of $8 million to Qingdao Seaweed Biotech, and the losses are still expanding.
They cannot set a deadline because there are mediation terms that need to be complied with this. They too have not complied with those terms. Ex parte deadlines are not valid. We obtained instructions from the Attorney General's Department, and cabinet paper was also forwarded for onward action. There is an agreement to obtain non-organic nitrogen-based fertilizer from the fertilizer company.
When former President Gotabaya Rajapaksa decided to ban imports of chemical fertilizer, the sitting Agriculture Secretary was also the Agriculture Secretary at the time.
The policy was changed without consulting the Agriculture Ministry. We tried to postpone the decision on moving towards organic fertilizer by another 2 years. We failed. Therefore, I resigned.
Ever since Sri Lanka decided to completely ban chemical fertilizer imports, it has seen 5 agricultural secretaries come and go. The result was that Sri Lanka lost $6.9 million or 2.4 billion rupees. It must be noted that the money set aside by the Sri Lankan government to procure the Yala season harvest from farmers is exactly 2 billion rupees. If Sri Lanka did not have to make the payment to the Chinese fertilizer shipment, it could have used this money to purchase the Yala season harvest.